I literally hadn't worked for a year and a half because I was in that weird transition of going from a child performer to being respected and recognized as an adult performer. And so there were still casting agents that were like, oh no, but I still see him playing 22, 23. I don't know if he can stretch and do this. So I was in that weird box, and I don't care how much residual income you pulling in. If you're not consistently working, and especially living in a town like Los Angeles, the walls will start to close in on you.
Jason Weaver is one of those rare figures who quietly shaped the culture.
Did I leave your mind when I was gone?
He's the original singing voice of young Simba in The Lion King. He starred as Marcus on Smart Guy, one of the most iconic black family sitcoms of the late 90s.
I don't know what you're gonna do about your little brother.
Well, you know, I once tried leaving him in the woods, but he located the North Star and beat me home.
He helped define how generations saw intelligence, confidence, and black excellence on screen. He is also in notable works like ATL and The Shy.
Hey, when did it come out?
Shit, about a while ago. A lot of this changed, bro.
Next up, Jason Weaver on Broke Stories.
It was the latter part of 07 going into 08. I was living in Los Angeles. I was living in the heart of Hollywood on the corner of Sunset and Vine, to be exact. And the writer's strike happened, and the Screen Actors Guild strike happened. And I wasn't really working prior to that. I wasn't really auditioning like that, but I was hoping that 2008 would provide, because I was in that weird transition of going from a child performer to being respected and recognized as an adult performer. And so there were still casting agents that were like, oh no, but I still see him playing 22, 23. I don't know if he can stretch and do this. So I was in that weird box. And you know, I got a youthful voice, to some degree, youthful appearance, although I got gray hair and all that now. But I was just in this weird position, and I literally hadn't worked for a year and a half. And I don't care how much residual income you pulling in. If you're not consistently working, and especially living in a town like Los Angeles, the walls will start to close in on you. And I was beginning to feel that. And I was there. But let me show you how God works. So I'm living on the corner of Sunset and Vine in this apartment complex. With
I know exactly what building you're talking about.
And I was in the crib depressed because my auditions weren't happening. I wasn't booking nothing. And I'll never forget, my ex-girlfriend went down to a McDonald's that's right there. That McDonald's right on Vine. And she walked back with our little McDonald's meals. And when she came in, she said, baby, I don't know if you know this, because, you know, you like to cook, which I do. I love to cook. I cook all the holiday dinners and all that. She said, you love to cook? I was like, yeah. She said, well, there's a culinary school downstairs. There's a Le Cordon Bleu downstairs in a little shopping center. You should just go down there and just check it out.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't want to, because I was depressed and I wasn't motivated. I was like, I don't want to go down there. But she, you know, convinced me to go to this freshman orientation at Le Cordon Bleu. And after I experienced that orientation and saw them demo out all these different meals, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I was like, I don't know where God is going to take me, but I'm passionate about food, and it gives me the same kind of creative outlet that acting does. It's still working to create something beautiful to present to people to consume, for them to feel good. Serving food is the same way. It has the same kind of exchange. So when I went to culinary school and learned a new skill, it showed me that, nah, man, you're capable of doing a lot of different things. You're not just a one-trick pony. This is, and that's what God has shown me. It was like, no, this is meant for you. You're an actor, okay? But what I want to show you is that this isn't the only thing that you can do. And if you just trust me, I can show you how great you really are with all the other different things that I bless you with. You've just been afraid to step out. You haven't been forced to recognize the other things that I have inside of you. So here's something that you now know you can do. And so I worked. I went into the workforce, keeping it all the way real. Like after I graduated from Le Cordon Bleu. I left Los Angeles because I was like, I'm not going to continue to be out here and struggle. And I did my externship and I did my stage at Ray's on the River in the back of the house as a prep cook and as a line cook for like 6 to 8 months till I got another job. But I had to feed my family. Like, and even more importantly than that, I had to be able to hold my head up high as a man. I'm one of those guys, if I'm not earning, if I can't take care of myself, if I can't take care of my people, I can't look at myself in the mirror as a man and feel good about myself.
Nope.
So I don't give a fuck what I got to do. I'm going to be able to hold my own. My son is not going to be looking at me like, my mother is not going to be looking at me like, whatever woman in my life at that time is not going to be looking at me like, I'm going to be a man first and foremost. And that's what I learned through that experience. And I'm glad that I did. And you know, after I did that and experienced that, then God said, okay, turn back up. Just wanted to show you something real quick.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. This is so crazy because, like, that's kind of been, like, my journey recently of the last few years. It's been, like, surrendering. That's really what you're doing. It's just surrender. It's like instead of me telling the world what it's going to be, because that's how men are taught,
right? You
get to this place as a man where it's almost like you crying, you know. I don't know, I just got to surrender. Like, it's like, God, I'm not the strongest.
Right.
And then he shows you everything that you wanted. But he has to know that you're willing to go through that.
Right.
Yeah. Like, do you have too much pride? Because you're gonna have to get rid of that pride to win on this side too. So I'm not gonna let that pride kill your dream.
And that's what being a man is all about.
Exactly, bro.
You know, a lot of people look at it, you know, a lot of guys get it confused. A lot of guys think like it's all about them being all knowing and knowing, you know, what's ahead. No, a lot of it is surrendering and submitting to God, to God's will,
and to God's will. I was about to say,
and just letting it go.
And that's why we talked about this.
Yeah, we just did.
When I let go, because what happens is we have to allow things around us to die.
Yeah,
and that's really what it is.
Yes,
and whether it's ego,
yes,
whether it's just bad habits,
yes,
or people, because it's like we be praying for stuff, but God be like, you ain't ready.
Right.
Now you keep. Right. Eventually, I'm gonna give it to you and show you ain't ready, and it's gonna be too late. Or you can just prepare for it. If you're struggling right now, you have to surrender.
Yes.
And I know you think you're bigger than the world. No one's bigger than the program. The minute that
no
I
one's
told
bigger
God,
than the program.
you in control.
That's right.
It was like things that I wanted to happen started happening, but things that I didn't want to happen that I knew probably needed to happen.
That's right.
People started leaving.
That's right.
I'm gone. I'm tired of your shit. Good.
Go.
Because
you didn't need to be there.
Maybe you the person. Maybe you the thing that need to end. And then all of a sudden, you just get to the end. Like, as you telling the story, I'm like, I swear to God, Sky, I'm like, I know this nigga did not. I know he's telling us a story. And he going to say, I went down there. I was going to do the cooking. And then somebody called me.
Yeah.
But he worked.
I worked.
He worked for 8. I'm like, oh, no, that's what a man is about.
No, I work. They'll tell you it's some people in the hospitality and service industry here now in Atlanta, and you know I go to fine dining places. I'll go to the Chops and all that, and then some people that I've worked with will be like, "Hey, Jason, what's up?
Don't that shit make you feel good, bro?"
Well, yeah, because it makes me feel good from this standpoint. I got to form relationships with other people that I didn't think I'd be able to form, or I wouldn't have had an opportunity to form relationships with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gave me a deeper appreciation for people in the hospitality industry, in the hard work. Not that I was ever an asshole when it came to dining and all that. I've always been a cool person with people in general, and especially people that I view as being hard workers. But it allowed me to develop an even deeper appreciation because I knew what it took for people to come to work every day. There's some people that I know that had like 3 kids. That had to pay for a sitter and do all that.
That's what I mean by make you feel good, because like for me, I worked in the airport, right? I used to there's not a day that I'm on the airplane, and I always get a window seat. I don't look out that window and see employees out there.
Yeah.
Me too.
Some people that I used to work with, and in the hot, in the heat, in the cold, in the rain, and I'm not gonna lie to you. At those moments, I'm like, God, thank you for giving me. Thank you for giving me the balls to go.
Some
for
of them
it.
are still working there that I work with.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like it took balls to get there. It took balls to go there. It was almost like, I'm going to see if you're going to go through this. And you go through it, and now it's like the rewards start pouring in, but now you have a different amount of humbleness in you because you've walked with men, right? You know what it's like.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, I love that. I ain't going to lie, man. This is the best broke story I've ever had.
No, I appreciate it.
Because let me tell you why most people broke story is before they hit.
Yeah.
And I love that yours is while you're in it, because somebody might watch it and be like, but yeah, once he made it, it was easy. No,
it ain't been
it ain't never easy.
And that's what had. This is confusing a lot of people.
Please expound.
You know what I mean?
Please,
like, you know, they see these narratives being thrust out there and these images being thrust out there of like just nothing but success and I got this and I got that, and making it seem like they've never been through any struggle, any opposition. Let me tell you something. Those ain't the stories you really want to follow anyhow.
Right.
The stories that you really want to follow are the people who have walked through the fire.
Right.
Because they have a true testimony.
Yeah.
And no matter what they do in life, no matter what they encounter, no matter what industry they go into, they're always going to be successful people because they know what it takes to be successful.
And by the way, I always tell people at home listening, if they're laughing at you, they've never tried.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone who's tried will never laugh
Man,
at
you know how many people laughed at me when I came? I'll never forget this. I did the Lion King, recorded the sessions, and then Disney flew me and my mother back home on a red eye that night, going back to
So
Chicago.
you didn't get a chance to live it.
I didn't get a chance.
It was done.
It was done. But upon us leaving, Disney gave us this gift basket for the Lion King. So, and this is like maybe 3 years before it came out. Because we did the singing and we did the voices 2 or 3 years prior to the actual animation being drawn. Yeah. Like the stuff that you see in the Lion King with the characters moving, Disney had cameras on us like this.
Yeah.
And they record. There's a video of me.
The behind the scenes to all those things are amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. And so they would have these cameras set up where they capture your movements and they, draw them in the character. Anyway, fast forward. I get back home in Chicago. I'm so proud of what I've just done. Of
course you are.
I got a sweatshirt, crew neck sweatshirt that they gave me. And it said the Lion King in bold red letters. So I'm going to school 2 days later, this bold red Lion King thing. And, I'm from the neighborhood. So cats like, the fuck is a Lion King?
I knew it.
Goofy ass nigga. They didn't know what it was. Oh, that's some Disney shit? Oh, you were goofy. You were goofy. So you gonna do Michael Jackson and you gonna do some Disney shit?
Oh, man. You can't
win. They joked all day to the point where I'll never forget in 6th period after lunch, I was embarrassed. I took the sweater off and I threw it in my locker and just had my white t-shirt on. Came back home, told my mother all about it because I was really hurt because that was something I was proud of. Fast forward. I go with my friends to the theater. Now these are my friends, but then there are a couple of kids in the theater who went to my school. But we had this theater in Chicago in Calumet City at the River Oaks Mall. It's called the River Oaks Theater 9 and 10.
Okay.
And that's I forgot what movie we went to go see, but before the movie started, the epic trailer for The Lion King came on. So I'm looking. I'm like, God. oh, this is it, because Disney didn't let us know leading up that the trailer was. So I'm like, this is the film. So I'm looking at the Circle of Life, that whole montage, and then when that bold red lettering came on, The Lion King coming soon. All my friends was like, "That's the shit you was talking about."
He put that sweater right back on.
That's what you did. Wow. I was like, yeah, that's it. Now it wasn't the song that I said. I said that's not the songs that I sang, but yeah, that's it. And everybody in the theater was like, oh. And then fast forward after that. Now, all of these people, even the ones that made fun of me, these are my friends.
I say you gotta smile at it, but you know what it is.
I love them. And now that I'm back home in Chicago shooting the Shy, we all grown now. And I'll go back to the neighborhood, say what's up to my friends, and they got kids. So now they go, even the ones that made fun of me. Hey, Joe, my son, he love that Lion King, man. Man, I got a little poster for him, man. Can you sign it? Yeah, I got you, G. I got you. I was like, you remember you was cracking jokes about, yeah, man, I'm stupid as hell, bro. I didn't know no better, dog. I mean, you talking about you was doing some Disney shit. Come on, man. We from over here. Who doing Disney, bro? So, it was one of those things. But that even taught me a lesson. It taught me to, no matter what, man, be proud. Whatever God has placed in your life, even when you walking on a journey and when nobody else gets it, you be proud in what you're doing. And you hold your head up high and you trust in the Lord and knowing that this blessing that he's put you in is going to end up being beneficial for you and your family. And so that's what I learned from that. So no matter what I do now, even when I do an independent film, and it's maybe scaled down as far as the crew, and it doesn't have the level of grandeur, you know, that a big budget studio film would have, I will still give God the praise and the thanks for it, and still be in the moment and still be excited about
Surrender.
it. Yeah.
I was just telling about this book I read, The Surrender Experience. And it's about this guy who basically, he surrenders. He was a loser. And he was like, I just don't want to work. I don't want to like be anything. I want to be homeless.
Right.
So he asked this reservation, could he live there if he like was a maintenance man? And basically they was like, yeah. So he builds himself a house, and the house was so nice that everybody asked him to build houses. But long story short, the guy's worth like $400 million right now.
Got you.
But the whole point of it was, he said, everything I did it like it was God's assignment to me.
That's right.
And so that way, when I'm fixing your house, so because he
That's
you know,
right.
I'm fixing your house like it's my house.
That's right.
And when you do that, like, and I noticed that, but that surrender.
That's right.
That surrender, like doing that, is like, and I think that's the message that men, more than women, especially black men, need to hear more than anything. Because when we surrender, our women will follow.
You're
But
right.
we can't be asking them to submit to us if we ain't surrendering to God.
Right. And they have to see us doing it. You know what I mean? They have to see you
Actively going
hey,
after it.
You know
yeah.
what? Let me pray on this real quick.
Yeah, like let me talk to God. Like,
Let me talk to God about it.
And by the way, I think the reason why we're so far gone is because I was talking to B. Cox, and you know, everybody interviewed, they all saying how far black folks are removed from church, right? Like that's why music sucks, right? Because everybody was coming from church, right? You start realizing how much our culture needs God, and we need to talk to each other more. But what's the message? And to me, the message is, I tell every man, you got to surrender, bro.
Yeah.
You have, like, I know you think you can control it all. I know you feel like you're the biggest man on earth, but you got to let God do what he does, which means you got to just go through it. If it's, like, I've cried so many times this year, like, just like, and then when I hear people say you're doing great, it's like surreal for me, because I'm like, those are the moments you need. But at the same time, this shit is hard.
Yes.
Because it's like,
Yes, man.
you know you're a good person. You know
Yes,
you're doing
man.
right. You know you honoring the gift.
Yes.
And then you'll see someone who's not getting all the
Yes.
reward. And God is like, let me see how much faith you got. And now, and that's really what the life is like. So are you going to sell your soul and be them? Or are you going to trust me?
You know how many people I've seen and that I've encountered along the years, people that you could say have surpassed me, or
Yeah.
you know, gone on to shine brighter, but a lot of those times, man, when those people, when they're descending or coming back down to earth, like they've gone through so much.
You don't know what you don't know what they've been through.
You don't know what they've been through. So like, even with me, I now when I pray and I get on my knees and I thank the Lord, I be like, Lord, thank you for this journey that I've been on. It ain't been easy, and it still ain't easy. I'm still, you know, I hit my roadblocks.
Still trying.
But you know what? I'm here. I'm still going. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I got my family here. We got a roof over our heads. I don't want for nothing. If I want to take my family out on vacation to go to a nice dinner, we can do it.
Period.
Like I'm not tripping about nothing, and I don't have to be the big dog on campus. I don't have to be the loudest. I don't have to be the brightest shining one. I'm content where I'm at. I just want to be happy, and I want to be able to share my gift, and I want to be proud about the things that I'm doing and how I'm representing myself in the way that I'm representing myself on screen. And I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? I could eventually, like, you know, even ride off into the sunset having that peace. And the one thing that even when it comes to material wealth and all of that, and this is what I'll say, like, especially to my brothers, man. Hey, man, don't get so caught up on that. Like, we all want nice things. It's nothing wrong with having nice things. It's nothing with wanting to work towards having nice things. But don't let that be the end-all, be-all. Always search for peace and happiness and abundance to the point where you can take care of yourself and your family.
Absolutely.
And where, you know, you're not missing any meals. But you don't necessarily have to have the biggest chain. You don't necessarily have to have all of the money in the bank. Because I tell you what, man, like, anything can happen at any given time where that money and that shit won't mean nothing. So just with the tools and the resources that you are given, that you are blessed with, take those to create good memories. Take those to help other people in your life, or even other people that you don't know. Take those things to be a blessing to others. And that, to me, is like the real reward. Because I know a lot of people who have tons of money. I know a couple billionaires.
Yeah.
And they miserable.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got no friends.
Yeah, they
or
not
got
happy.
or they got to drink, or they got to take a pill to go to sleep at night.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, or they have a hard time looking in the mirror. Real shit.
That's real.
I know people who have a hard, and that may sound really weird, but I know of a couple people who have a hard time looking in the mirror based on the choices that they made to try to get something. And that ain't it.